This will be our last day talking about the leadership in the church. Leadership in the church, particularly speaking of the overseer, the elder, the one that desires or aspires to be an overseer and elder in the church. That really is what they want to do, what they feel called to do. It's a very, very, very heavy responsibility to have upon your shoulders the body of Christ, underneath the headship of Christ. And so there's certain things we've seen about this individual. They're a husband of one wife, above reproach, sober-minded, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not a drunkard, not violent, gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. That they are not taken in by money, that they are not overwhelmed by the desire simply to become wealthy, but they are overwhelmed by the desire to glorify God. They manage their households well, that their family is in control. Are their kids perfect? No, there are no perfect kids, but there is a standard in the home and expectations in the home and accountability in the home that has been set up to save them from being accused as those who can't manage their home or their children. And then it says that they must not be a recent convert, one who has recently has found the grace of God, but one who is seasoned in their faith. And then he says this, moreover, he must be well thought of by outsiders, so he will not fall into the disgrace, into the snare of the devil. You know, at first when he says he must be above reproach, a lot of that is talking about how he's received in the church. You know, many times people have two different personalities. In the church, they're one person, and in the community, they're another. You may be like that. You know, people like that on Sunday morning, they put on this particular face. Well, it'd be very, very easy to rise to the position of elder in a church simply by looking like a really great guy on Sunday mornings. But what is identified here by Paul and what he's saying to Timothy is, don't just look at what people in the church think of them. Look at what people outside of the church think of them. And he says this, that they must be well thought of by outsiders. In other words, they must be honest in their work. They must be diligent in their labor. They must be kind to those that they don't know. They must pay their bills on time. They must have a reputation in the community as a person who loves Jesus first. Now think about that for a second. That's who they are known as, so that when the outsiders come into the church, so that when the lost come into the church that happen to know this individual and they see them as a leader in the church, they say, you know what, I may not like that individual, but boy, do I respect that individual. What about you? What is your reputation like outside of the church? Are you one who is hostile, one who is unforgiving, or one who is merciful and gracious and cares about other people? What he's saying is this: God is looking for men in the church who love Him first, and that reputation, although they're not perfect, their reputation goes before them, and they are known as one who loves God and loves God with all of their heart, mind, strength, and soul.